welcome to my channel. Well, I've run into a mystery I cannot explain, and I'm trying to figure it out. With Olight, with the AAA cell batteries, it's not recommended by Olight, but a lot of people, myself included, run these 3.7 volt lithiums in it. They're 10-440 size, and it significantly boosts the light output. Man, I'm trying to get this package open. Jeez. The 3.7 volt lithium ion, and it significantly increases the low and makes the high super high. Equivalent to a much brighter flashlight. They do get hot running that. Now, some people run them also in the i3E. I happen to have a Nickel Metal Hydride that runs at 1.2 volts in this one. These don't give you quite as bright of a light, but they last longer. The duration is longer. Alright, so with the zombie green one, now keep in mind, all these lights should be identical. With the zombie green one, you get, it's just one light output, usually like 90 lumens. Alright. If I stick a 10-440 in it and tighten it all the way down, it works, right? All right. The Christmas light. I happen to have a alkaline in it. Put a 10-440 in it. Tighten it down. All the way down. Nothing. No light output whatsoever. So you would think, all right, electronically you would think, since the electronics are in the head and the circuitry's in the head, if I take this body, if I take this head, which is not working, and put it in this body, the light should not come on, right? It should not come on. Huh. Well, let's try the same thing here. Let's put a 10-440 and a green head on here, right? The light should come on. Does not come on. So in electronics troubleshooting, when you have two of the same things, a lot of times we swap out components. We're trying to figure out which component is bad. What's different between these two bodies? Now, in a comment in another video where a person was testing these lights, a guy said that his zombie green one wouldn't work with a 10-440, but his Christmas green one would. All right, let's put in a lithium, a NiCad in here and a 1.2 and try it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, did we fry the electronics? Is that what would happen? No, we didn't fry the electronics. So, that's a mystery. That's a mystery I can't explain, because these two bodies should be the same, right? All you're doing is taking the voltage from here, the negative, running it usually up the body of the thing, which is, both of these are made out of aluminum, and conducting right here. You can see the contact points on the side. Same with focus. So there's your positive. All right. And it's not the head, right? We've already determined it's not the head of the flashlight that is different. These are integrated circuits on either side right there. Maybe one is I don't think it has a thermistor in it or anything. But yeah, isn't that weird? So, when I worked in electronics in the Air Force, you know, there's AM and FM, amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. When we ran into things that made no sense electronically, we call it FM. Friggin' magic. We didn't say frigging. Because, yeah, sometimes you would have a circuit that in no way talks to this other circuit on the blueprint or the circuit, on the schematic. And yet, somehow this circuit is interfering with that circuit. And a lot of times it's just something that wasn't in the diagram. There's a piece of wire or something that happens to connect them. Anyway, yeah, that's the weird stuff that's going on with this one. If anybody else has run into that, if you've got some different i3s, like this is a regular i3 EOS that we can put a 3.7 in. And it'll run fine. We can take the Christmas head. Let's see if it'll run fine. Yeah. Huh. Weird. Isn't that strange? Let's put... yeah, so that's it, basically. Odd. So if any of you can figure this out, let me know. I haven't checked the resistance between this body and everything. I've got a multimeter here, but it's just for measuring voltage and resistance. And I thought maybe the physical size, had something to do with it. Maybe they weren't screwing down, but they're pretty much identical flashlights. I don't have my caliper. Oh yeah, I do have my caliper. Well, let's just check just to make sure. Eliminate all the variables and everything else. All right, I'm just gonna go from the body to the side. 47.98. 47.87. I don't know if that would make any difference. 0.1 millimeter? Would that make any difference? It could be just the way I'm grabbing this. And what would that have to do with anything? There's a big spring back down there. It's making contact. It's gotta be, so. They look like the same kind of spring. This one's kind of green color, but it's just because it's the zombie light. It's usually brass or copper. Copper. So yeah, I have no idea why this body flashlight will not work with a 10440, but these other two will. Odd. So there you go. Now, it's no big deal. It's not an issue with the light because it's not really supposed to be running anything but, an alkaline battery in it. I don't know why it won't run an iCAD because that's just 1.2 volts. It should run that, but it doesn't. So it's not just an overvoltage thing, it's an undervoltage thing too. But it's not in the head of the light. It's not in the head of the light. Because we can put it in here. Turn it on and get it to work. So, yeah. That's why electronics, man. If you ever get into electronics, eventually you're going to run into one of these things that makes no sense. Makes no sense to me electronically how this is happening. So, anyways, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.